Hello, my friend. It's been a while. I built a little farm outside the warehouse from the first episode. It might be a bit overkill, but I like the imagery. And that's not the only thing I built. But before I show you that, I need to get out of the rain and get some sleep. This is the workshop. It's a place for me to toy around with the first tech mod of the series, Oritech. It's not huge, but it has enough space for what I need right now. Starting with what all tech mods start with, power. These basic machines will create components that I'll need for the more advanced ones. I'm using the assembler, the foundry, the centrifuge, and last but not least, the enderic laser. These machines will now generate materials passively, so I can go work on something else, like a place to store all of the machines. I think 2 warehouses on top of the plateau is enough for now. So instead, I'm making a warehouse in the side of the plateau. With a little texturing, you can make even a gray box in a mountain look somewhat decent. This is a good opportunity for me to show off one of my other favorite mods, immersive aircraft. I'm using the quadcopter, and I'm sure you can see how useful it is when it comes to building, as long as you don't hit your head. Now that the storage area is done, I can actually start filling it with machines. And while I do that, I need to do something even more important. That's finding a location for the lumber mill. This spot is flat and very open, which is exactly what I need for a build of this size. It's right next to the cherry grove and the coast. And it even overlooks the beach where this series began half a year ago. While I smooth out the terrain, I thought it'd be cool to show you a little bit of my process when it comes to designing these builds, without spoiling the whole thing, of course. This is the inside of my mind. Metaphorically, of course. It's just a super flat world. Every build I do starts with a frame. Frames are very difficult. You put rectangles together. Now it needs a roof. With the basic structure done, we can move on to the next step, texturing. Texturing is actually a lot easier than you might think. First, you start with a block. Then you add another block that's similar. If you add enough different types of blocks, it'll start to look degraded, which in this case is exactly what I want. You can also add different colors. In this case, I chose gray to make it look even more degraded. This is just a sample of what it might look like in the finished build. Now it's time for me to build the foundation back on the island. The main lumber mill is actually just the processing facility. The tree farms themselves will go in individual silos. Now it's time for the tree farm itself. I chose to build silos because they kind of have the same profile as the trees. They're tall and narrow. We start with the grass that the trees get placed on. I'm doing a 2x2 square so that 4 trees can be harvested at the same time. Around the grass, I put down some item pipes. These will transport the wood from the saws into the chest. All of the machines need power, so I surround them with these energy cables. I put down an item filter to filter out specifically saplings to go into the placer. Then all it needs is a fertilizer and a pump. This is one of 4. Time to build the other 3. All 4 silos are now complete. As you might have guessed, these take partial inspiration from the legendary BOO. The silos are only half of the equation. Now I have the wood, but I need a place to craft it into all of its varieties. It's time to build the lumber mill. This is the completed lumber mill. I know, it's another brick warehouse, but it's different enough. I promise I won't build another warehouse next episode. On the inside are the crafting areas. On the first floor, the logs get crafted into the 6-sided variant and planks. There's spruce, birch, jungle, an oak. Up above, they get crafted into branches. There's one more thing I wanted to add to this area. I didn't expect it to be that big of a change, but, well, you'll see. It started with a silver birch tree, just an accent to put a little bit of color into the landscape. Then I grew a second and a third. And then a few more. What started as a small accent ended up becoming a massive transformation. And let me tell you, it was worth it. I spent around an hour just going around and planting all these trees. It's totally overboard, but that's the pattern, isn't it? It's truly remarkable how easy it is to transform a landscape with just a few saplings. And it's such a cool feeling, being in a beautiful environment and knowing that you're the one who created it. Thank you so much for watching the second part of my journey. I hope you have a good day, or a good night, and a good life. I'll see you next time.